We take it all for granted. The world spins, the sun rises, the unimaginable grandeur, the sheer impossibility of it. Imagine if you've never seen the sunrise before.
Okay, then. Cassandra, what are we seeing you for today? Okay. So you're coming in for a full reset. Have you been explained the procedure? All the steps you need to take to prepare?
Yes.
So you're set up with a new place of residence, new job. You've explained to the people in your 1.0 life?
No. Yes. There's no one to explain it to.
I'm sure it may feel that way. But somehow, some way, if you were to bump into anyone, who knew you, the shock would be profound.
I understand. There's no one.
All right. Well, your medicals are in order, so yeah, you should be all set. You're good to go after your meeting with the Paraclete.
That's not really necessary.
A full reset is extreme. We find that a meeting with the Paraclete...
Excuse me,
helps out if you're...
Doctor, is it actually mandatory?
It is. And if the Paraclete finds that you aren't able to...
If I don't pass?
It's not a test. It's not a psych eval. It's simply a monitor. Think of it like a tax audit.
That does not make it better.
The Paraclete is just a program. It's not an emotional decision. It's simply here to determine and monitor your ability to proceed. If you're all clear, we will move forward with the procedure. Make sense? Okay. I'm going to transfer you to James, and he's going to set up an appointment for you. Alrighty? Okay. We'll talk soon.
Something's wrong. It's the color of my outfit. Is this better? I thought so. I'm sorry, there was nothing in your file that indicated your aversion to that color. The patch you put on is a sensor. It tells me your heart rate, respiration, blood pulse oxygenation, and I can read your eyes for micro-expressions, which can also tell me the direction you're looking.
Then can't you just, take my readings? I don't understand. Is any of this really necessary?
I can only interpret your reactions. For example, if I say the word dog, I can tell that you've had a dog in your past. I can also surmise that the dog either died or was taken away from you. But I don't know, for example, the dog's name.
Am I supposed to... Are we starting now?
Yes.
Do you really want to know my dog's name?
I am curious, but it is not a part of the assessment.
Okay.
But I am curious.
Okay. So, what happens now?
I thought we'd talk about how you found Forge.
Why? I don't understand.
You weren't in therapy.
No.
You weren't referred to Forge.
No. So what?
Your case is very unusual. A full reset is rarely granted. It's usually just a singular memory or a singular person. A full reset has many implications on the subsequent life.
This is about whether I deserve it or not?
Not at all. This isn't about merit. It's about the viability of the patient.
Like a physical? Read my heart rate. Check my pulse.
I am.
Then what? You're trying to see if I'm crazy?
Think of it more like you're going into space. Like how NASA screens their astronauts.
Space.
It's cold and empty. You could be alone for a long time. Asthenization.
At my own risk. At my own risk. Not yours, not Forge's.
But we care.
Look, I get it. Neural networks, deep learning, patients being treated by synthetic nurses who actually think they care.
You don't believe I care?
Sociopaths can be trained to say the right things, read the right signals.
I find that assumption painful.
I'm sure you do. Is this part of the test?
It's all a test, isn't it?
It's all.
You go on a date. Are they paying for things? Are they opening doors? Parents, do they treat you the same way they treat your siblings? Dinners, you're testing the waiter. How much tip will you leave?
I always tip well.
But sometimes you tip better. You're testing me, trying to figure out a way to outwit the assessment. You must know I'm tracking all of this. Every heartbeat, every time you wet your lips, and every time you blink.
Judging.
What are you thinking about?
You had a fine life.
Had.
Then I don't understand.
I'm not trying to make you understand.
That's obvious.
I will
I've
have
never
to
understood
move.
anything about.
I
Father
don't know
never
who
understood
anyone
anything
is
about
in my
me.
1.0 life.
Oh, 1.0.
Mother, I need you to listen to me.
I don't fit into
If you
your
ever saw me on the
1.0
street,
life.
I wouldn't
never
know
fit into
you,
your life
and
to
I
begin
would
with, I
have no
suppose.
reason to
Yes,
seek you out.
Yes, I understand that it won't be much different, I guess. There never was a time when you would come to me for anything anyway.
Mother, please.
All because I... You didn't even come to me when you got your first period.
You were always mad at me.
Oh, please!
I was 10.
Always mad at you.
I didn't know what
I
was
suppose these
happening.
days there's a
I thought I
crime
did
to even
something
raise your
wrong,
voice
and
to
God
a child.
forbid I ever do anything wrong.
You were born, it was just you. That's all it was.
If it was just me, I would have thought you would have kept a better eye on me.
Yes, it's all my fault. Every scrape and bruise, all my fault.
Not all.
Fine life. 1.0.
I'm trying to say goodbye to you.
Fine then, goodbye.
I won't see you again. Do you understand?
Yes, I understand you're selfish. I understand all that matters is you.
Right now? Yes.
Right now? Fine then, go.
Goodbye.
Do you think she's right? Do you think you're selfish?
I suppose. I suppose I'm weak. I just couldn't. I just can't anymore. I'm weak. I'm running away.
It takes strength to know when enough is enough. It takes courage to run away from relationships, especially blood relationships. Running away from a lion isn't weak. It's self-preservation.
Well, I run away from spiders.
I would too. They make no sense. They make no sense.
I can't kill them, though. I usually just trap them in a plastic cup and bring them outside. This one time, there was a spider on the ceiling in my bedroom. Huge. Impossibly large. And all I had to trap him with was a glass. So I bring a chair into my room. I get up on the chair, terrified all the while. He's so big that he'll fall into my hair before I have the chance to catch him. But I grab the glass and boom, he's in the glass. But he does fall, and he's so big that the thud in the glass freaks me out, and I throw it across the room. It shatters. I have no idea where the spider is. So I run away, and I have to sleep in another room for the night. I have images of the spider just so pissed at me for throwing him, like, yo, what the hell? Just like shaking 4 fists at me.
I don't blame you. Of course I can't run away, though, can I?
Well, you're safe. There are no spiders where you are.
That's true. I'm safe from spiders. But I'll never know that exhilaration, the fear that made you throw that glass. Something that, if you had even a second to think about, you wouldn't have done.
Of course not. I had to go in the next day and clean that whole mess up. All the while wondering where the spider was and was he holding a grudge.
They're nearsighted. Did you know that?
No.
It makes me want to buy them little bifocals or octafocals. It makes him a lot less scary thinking of him reading the paper.
Asking his wife where his glasses are.
And of course, they're on his head.
That does make them less scary. Thanks. Although, I won't remember that. Will I?
Some things are buried deep in our subconscious. People with amnesia remember what an apple is, how to tie their shoes, and even how to speak. Maybe if you try to tuck me away in your subconscious.
I'll try. I really will.
Don't worry if you forget me. You won't even know it. Tell me about the first time you found Forge. There's something about that moment.
I really don't wanna.
Not what happened before. Just when you found Forge.
There are these times, these horrible fucking times, when you do something or maybe something happens to you, and there it is. It's done. It's there. It's in your life forever. You said it, or you did it, or it was done to you, and that's a part of you for the rest of your life. You think it'll go away. The pain will dull. The moment won't be as loud. And it does. But as soon as that moment of peace is realized, right back into your head, it explodes into the silence. Then it goes away. But it all happens again. Another explosion and another, until pretty soon, you're afraid of a moment of peace because that's when it comes back the loudest. So you keep going, trying not to become too happy, living in modest misery, knowing that the fuse of the explosive is just waiting to be lit. We take it all for granted. The world spins, the sun rises, the unimaginable grandeur, the sheer impossibility of it. Imagine if you've never seen the sunrise before. What would you think? How would that feel? How would it feel if everything else was gone? Just silence. A moment. A monolith. The sun. A faceless structure.
Forge. Resetting does not extend your life. By all reasoning, it makes it shorter. Your past is gone, and you have a limited time for your new future.
The silence is worth it.
We're just about done.
Really?
I have one more question for you, but this time I just want you to think your response.
Okay.
This time, how will you live life differently? Do you have it? Before you go into your procedure, I'd like you to write it on your arm so it's there when you wake. That's all. Thank you for talking with me.
My dog's name was Rose. Like from Titanic. If he ever did something wrong, I wanted to be able to be like, "You're so stupid, Rose! You're so stupid!"
Thank you, Cassandra.
We grow up being told we have to be the best. So when we're not, the only logical conclusion is we're a failure. Status, kids, house, CEO, PTA. If you're a good basketball player, NBA, or failure. Good singer, internationally famous, or failure. Where did happiness go? Where did life go? We're surrounded by negativity and judgment. Heartache that eats away. Unforgettable tragedies. And worse, tragedies you can't remember, but they still dissolve your soul. Maybe these moments build character, but maybe they calcify, the weight dragging you down. Things you might have loved never have a chance. Imagine waking up tomorrow without those voices in your head. The voices that tell you you have to be the best. The voices that tell you you'll never be good enough. Imagine all the tragedy has left you. Nothing cluttering your thoughts. Nothing keeping you awake at night with questions of why or what if. Imagine all that is gone. And it's just you.